superior will. I think it was Dalton Trumbo who wrote the line, "The race is not always to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, but that is the way to bet." The superior will. Here's my hypothesis. I submit that in every confrontation, there is what I will call a critical moment. Here's the scene. When it is not necessary to act, it is necessary not to act. And when it is necessary to act, it is necessary to act right fucking now. The critical moment in a confrontation is the moment when it is necessary to act. Before that, it's time to wait. It's time to do nothing. At the critical moment, to do nothing is to wait too long. Before the critical moment, to do something is too soon, right? It has to be at the right time, right time. The superior will. What is that? Let me tell you about the night of 1,000 lunges. Here's one aspect of the superior will. I was pretty new, and we came to fencing practice, and Mr. Logan said it would be a good idea. Tonight's practice, do 1,000 perfect lunges. Do 1,000 perfect lunges. There's the mirrors. Go. Sin no more. Right? So I think there were about 18, 20 of us in this class. And I believe there were 5 of us who did 1,000 lunges. Some people did 500. Some people did 750. I think there were 5 of us who did 1,000. And of course, you're counting your own lunges. How perfect they are is up to you. You can count any old lunge you want if you want. You're not cheating anybody but yourself. 1,000 lunges. And I was hard on myself too. If there was any little thing wrong, I wouldn't count that one. I probably did 2,000 lunges to get 1,000 good ones, And the next day, I did not walk to class. I waddled to fucking class. I was just like, and I'm sure I was making noises that were a horror to behold. Anyway, Mr. Logan made a point that stuck with me for a long time. Because I said, we did 1,000 lunges, what, He said, you know what you get when you do 1,000 perfect lunges? You get to become the kind of person who's willing to do 1,000 lunges. Oh. What does that mean? Well, my opponent, what does he do in his training? 20 lunges, 30 lunges? I do 1,000, motherfucker. Fuck your little lunge. See, here's the thing. You face an opponent, maybe bigger than you, stronger than you, faster than you, more experienced than you, right? Got all the best equipment, all that shit. You can't do anything about any of that. Out of your control. So you control the one thing you can control, and you must control. You must be able to say, nobody, and I mean nobody, trains harder than I do. I don't care if you're bigger, faster, all that shit. How did you train? How did you prepare for this engagement? Did you do your 1,000 lunges? Because I did. the moral law on your side. That's another aspect. I mean, there's I don't know if you know about General Jab, who in Vietnam. He was once interviewed by a Brit journalist. I think it was in the film Inside North Vietnam. Anyway, I believe they're interviewing General Jab, and they asked him, who's going to win, you or the Americans? And without hesitation, he says, we're going to win. Without hesitation, and with great confidence. And the interviewer says, how can you say that? You Americans they're the best army in the world, the best equipment, yada, yada, yada. And what General Jab says is, and here's the thing. He says, if the Americans lose, they go home. If we lose, where the hell do we go? See, that's having the moral law on your side. When you're fighting, those guys are fighting for their homes and their families and for the country, and we're fighting because some asshole sent us over there and told us to. And you see the difference in the moral law? Anyway, that's another element of the superior will. There's another element of the superior will. As my old man used to say, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. You want to remember that. Because here's what's happened. There's a confrontation, see? One of the things that is important is to be able to let go, to be in the present moment. Give up your attachments to past and future, and just be in the moment. That's your only chance. I guess you're just going to have to trust me on that one for a while. So how do you do that? This is my opinion. I think the way you do that is to be packed for the trip. See, most people live their whole lives with a bucket list. You know what I mean? Bucket list. It's things you want to do before you die, but most people never do them. They just accumulate shit on their bucket list, and it gets longer and longer and longer. I think the thing to do is to not have a bucket list, because you do your bucket list. So you have this confrontation between two people, and one of them is able to say, I did what I wanted to do. I danced, I loved, I laughed. I had the friendship of a great horse, the love of a wonderful woman. I fought the good fight. I tasted fine wine. And if this is my moment, it's my time to go now. I would like to stick around, but if it's my time to go, I'm okay with that. I have no complaints, no hard feelings. I'm packed for the trip, let's go. Now your opponent is saying, but wait, my bucket list, I never got to see Paris, and and all that hesitation. See? But you are free of those attachments. And because you're free of those attachments, you are able to be in the present moment. You're free of all that. Because you've done it. You have lived. The other poor bastard with his bucket list, he's been putting off his life until he had time. He was waiting till after he got out of school, or till after the kids grew up, or till after he retired. And he never did his fucking bucket list, and now it's time to go. And he's not ready. And that's going to work against him. See what I mean? So that's another element of the superior will. To have the superior will, have the moral law on your side, do 1,000 lunges, and live well. That's my opinion.